If you're looking for a cheap and reliable place to buy or sell your FIFA 23 Ultimate Team coins, check out u4gm.com and use code ELITE, ELYYT, for 5% off at checkout. Most of you guys know that I still play football at a competitive level, a higher level, which is why, I'm in Grand Rapids, then I'm in, Cleveland, then I'm in Louisville, etc. every weekend, and it makes my upload schedule a little bit wacky sometimes. But what you don't know is that I also coach a couple of youth boys club teams, U10 and U11. And I'll tell you what, some of these kids are nasty, very good, much better than I was when I was their age even. But the reason I bring this up is because a few of their parents have now found my YouTube channel, which means that it is probably in my best interest to stop cursing in my videos, okay? So family-friendly Elite from now on, no more cursing. It's a conflict of interest, and now we get a free 10 coin pack. It's gonna energize us. That's what it says. What the f***, EA? I'm not energized at all, you stupid. Sorry guys, I need to be saving those words for the referee in tomorrow's U10 season opener. So let's go ahead and get into the content that we've seen dropped yesterday into FIFA Ultimate Team with the Footballers promo. And we've got a new objective called Play to Style. And I'll be honest, I'm not fully sold on this promo, but what I will say is that EA are trying something new. It's fresh, and I kind of like fresh. I like that they're trying new things. It's the first time this year that we haven't really seen a new promo drop with cards in packs. Instead, you can get these cards daily out of this objective. And of course, different squad building challenges. But this squad building challenge in particular with Luis here, you can go out and get for an 83 rated squad. And I'll go ahead and submit that in a second. But as you can see, you score finesse goal in 5 separate matches. In this, objective, you can do it in squad battles or in rivals. So it's not very difficult. It does take a little bit of time. 5 squad battle matches is not a fun time, but it's not a difficult objective. And you get an 88 rated card in return for free. And if you complete all of the objectives, you'll also get Mason Mount. Now, if we scroll down, we can see the reward for every single day. And as you can see on March 18th, we'll get a new objective, and that will unlock Patrick Bamford. And then on the 19th, we'll unlock a right wing, Kulichevsky. Then Oxlade-Chamberlain in the midfield, and that card actually looks decent. And then we've got the 21st with Jack Grealish, Madueke on the 22nd, and then Ederson on the 23rd. And what's happening is because these cards are going to essentially be free, and we've already seen it with left wing cards and a couple other cards in the Premier League, is that these cards are dropping in price, the ones that already exist, not these cards. These aren't tradable. Let me explain what I'm seeing. If we take a look at the 24-hour comparison, we can actually see all of the cards that have dropped the most over the course of the last 24 hours. And the number one is Luis Openda. We saw that coming because it's a really, really solid Team of the Week card, but it's a Team of the Week card. Of course, that was always going to drop over the course of the first few days. But take a look at what's second. Jack Grealish. Let's go ahead and think about why this card is dropping. Firstly, Jack Grealish is one of the cards that you're going to get in return on March 21st. And secondly, this card plays left wing. So everybody who got that Luis Diaz today threw him into their squad and sold their left wing. And then if we take a look at Wilfred Zaha right here, he is the third biggest drop over the last 24 hours with a drop of 33%, just like Jack Grealish. What does he have in common with Jack Grealish and Luis Diaz? Left wing, of course, left wing Premier League. So then we can scroll down, we look at Phil Foden, boom, another left wing card that has dropped in price significantly. Ivan Perisic, out of position, left wing card, dropped significantly. Christian Pulisic dropped significantly. All of the left wing cards have gone down. So if you have any Premier League cards, any of them, that are in the positions that you're going to see unlocked over the course of the next few days, like striker, right wing, center mid, center attacking mid, right wing again, or goalkeeper. Seems like you're safe for the center backs for now, and probably the fullbacks as well. But all the other positions are in danger because as people continue to unlock these cards, then they will replace the cards that already exist, and those cards will drop in price on the game. So make sure you are saving your coins and being safe with any of those positions. Now, here's the deal. These are all Premier League cards. Every single one of them in this promo are Premier League cards, at least so far. There haven't been any leaks to suggest that there is going to be another objective that is going to give you a Ligue 1 or a Bundesliga or La Liga or Serie A cards, etc. There's nothing yet. And until then, I guess we can, be safe. But if we do see a leak for any of these other leagues come out, whether it's in a position of a card you already have or not, I would sell everything you have from that league just in case something similar to this drops. Because we saw, even with the center mids, because Oxlade is coming out later, and Mason Mount, of course, Jack Grealish is a midfielder. We saw Calvin Phillips drop a ton. Of course, there was a lot of people who had him as an investment after he dropped due to the win against Leipzig. So he went from 740K down to like 590. I bought at 590. I really did. So I got kind of lucky that I sold. I sold 2 days ago just with a quick flip and sold them for like 630, 640 on the couple of those cards. But if you still had them, you got kind of unlucky because today a combination of things happened where Calvin Phillips not only has to compete with these new free cards and objectives, but on top of that, Manchester City, they drew Bayern in UCL for the next round. So a lot of people panicking a little bit because obviously Bayern and Manchester City are actually the two favorites to win the tournament, and now they're facing each other in the round of 8. So kind of unfortunate with that draw as well. On the other hand, you've seen the left side of the Champions League bracket with Napoli, Inter Milan, AC Milan, and Benfica, I think the fourth team is. So a lot easier on that side of the bracket. So what we're going to see is over time, those cards are going to rise in price a little bit more. So I'm talking Barella, I'm talking Raspadori. I can't remember which Napoli Road to the Final card is out. But I think those cards are going to rise in the hype a little bit more than the cards on Chelsea, Real Madrid, Man City, or Bayern for the time being, because it's a much more difficult path to the final. So now that we have that Luis Diaz, we can use it in the objectives and get these objectives completed. Now, here's the thing. I would assume that you want to ball with Luis on day one and get that complete, because I would assume that once you get Luis Diaz 88, that's probably going to be what's needed to do Bamford. And then once you get Bamford's needed to do Kulichevsky. That would be my guess on what they're going out and doing. Now, we've talked about how to save your coins and make sure you lose nothing during this time where all these new cards are coming out. Untradeable, free cards, replacing some of the tradable cards on the market, pushing those cards down. But what we haven't talked about is how SBC fodder is going up in price, and we predicted this. It's been going up in price, but it's going up now because of Johan Cruyff. All right, so we've seen some of the higher rated fodder scoot up a little bit more over the last 24 hours because Johan Cruyff has come out as an SBC, and this SBC is going to be out for 74 days. So there's no rush to do it, but a lot of people starting to complete it. But what we have to also remember is that Mbappe's Player of the Month is coming very soon as well. So that's another high rated SBC. And if we take a look at the cheapest players by rating, Casemiro, which was 70,000 coins back when we uploaded a video last week called 3 Players You Should Buy Right Now. I don't know if you guys remember those 3 players, but I'll tell you 2 of them right now. One of them was Casemiro when he was like 80, little less than 80,000 coins. As you can see right here, he was 84K, 78K, 77 at his lowest. I think we shouted him out in the low 80s. He's nearly 100K. He will go over that. There's no doubt about it. It is a little bit late to get in on an investment for him, but he is going to continue to rise. So if you have him still from that video, keep holding. And then the other card that we invested in that video was Alexander Isak. And if we take a look at fantasy upgrades so far, what we're seeing is Isak. He had a Friday game against Nottingham Forest, and everything went right for him because they got the win on a comeback victory. He got his appearance, of course, and he scored twice, which means that he automatically is going to get 2 upgrades going from 89 to 91. And if they avoid defeat in the next 5 matches, which isn't a likely scenario because they do play United, they do play Spurs, and of course you can still drop points against any of these other teams in the Premier League. But it's a good start. And then, of course, he's going to get those 3 appearances, which is going to be another upgrade. So that card has risen from 260K all the way to 420,000 coins now. So it's looking great. And it makes me think, are there going to be other cards that are really good to invest in for this weekend? And I think, yes, these cards are still pretty low. And we saw how much Ishak shot up. But we know that there is some risk if we invest before the match and then sell afterwards. You have to get an upgrade on those cards or they're going to go down. So is that risk worth it? And I think for once, I would say maybe. Normally, I would say absolutely no way, Jose. There's no possible way you would be making profit. Even if they end up winning, you'll lose coins. And that has been true for the road to the final cards. But for Fantasy FUT, with almost how guaranteed these cards are to get upgrades, it's just about when to buy, not if to buy. You need to get these cards in your club. Like, let's go ahead and take a look at Jota, for example. They have a very, very difficult next 3 matches, so maybe it would be riskier to pick him up because are they going to beat Manchester City, and is he going to get a cap in that match? I'd say he would, probably off the bench. He's been coming off the bench for Liverpool. But then they play Chelsea. It's a team that's tough to score on. And then Arsenal, the league leader. So those 3 matches are really, really difficult. And then you also have to consider we're about to hit an international break. But if any of these cards just get a win, even if they don't get their 2 goals or 2 assists or whatever, or even the 2 clean sheets over the course of the first 2 matches, if they just get a win, they will go up in price. And so Saliba, Fernando, you kind of look at the teams they're playing, and if they're playing a team that's maybe a little bit easier, like PSG versus Stade Rennais, I would say PSG probably are going to go out and get that win, which is going to move Fabian up, and you can just sell into the hype of that win. Again, you're taking a risk based on their in-game performances, though. Sergi Darder playing against Celta Vigo. Not a terribly great team, but I don't think they concede a ton of goals either. Same thing for Newcastle. Pretty good defensively over the course of this season. AC Milan versus Udinese should be a win for AC Milan. Then you got Bayern versus Leverkusen. Leverkusen kind of a mid-table club this year, and Bayern is still Bayern. Hoffenheim versus Union Berlin could go either way. And then you've got Gyuri on the other end of that PSG game. And for Dele Alli, I will say that he did just get suspended by Besiktas. And so once his loan's up from Everton, he's getting sent back. So he's not going to get the appearances. He's not going to get the goals or assists. He could still get the win and avoid defeat, though. But tread carefully with that card. Anyways, guys, if you want to see all of these upgrade potentials and just keep track of all of them, even with all of these cards that are heroes, you can check it out on morefut.com/trackers. I'll leave a link for you guys in the description. It's not sponsored or anything. I'm just a big proponent of the site for this promo in particular, and it really helps us keep track of where these cards are going and how likely they are to get upgrades, and just keeps it organized. You don't have to Google everything. You don't got to go on OneFootball and search for every single player's individual match. Makes life a lot easier. I'm over here now, and if you've made it this far into the video, do not forget to drop a like on the video. Let's shoot for 300 likes. I know that's a lot again, but we've been on fire recently, so I'm confident. And then on top of that, if you've made it this far, the secret comment word of the day is baller. So if you use baller in your comment, I will make sure to heart it. I appreciate you guys making it farther into my videos. But let's talk about some things and fix something that I said earlier. First of all, look on the right side of your screen. Darwin Nunez, Joe Gomez, Roberto Firmino, Jordan Henderson. If you take a look at those 4 cards and you think about what they all have in common, you'll get, no, not that they're all overrated footballers. Put some respect on Bobby Firmino's name, first of all. Second of all, they all play for Liverpool. They link with Luis Diaz, who is needed for the objective today. And it's not like you need to go out and get Team of the Year Van Dijk to link with this Diaz to get 5 finesse shots in squad battles, okay? It's not that difficult. But what does make it easier is a couple chemistry points on that Luis Diaz, so he's not skying every shot into row Z. So with that being said, people went out and getting Darwin Nunez, Joe Gomez, Roberto Firmino, Jordan Henderson. You scroll down, you can see Cody Gakpo on there, etc. So a lot of people wanting to link that Luis Diaz card so he has some chemistry. And then we go out and we take a look at what is the next objective going to be. And this is where I got to fix something I said earlier in the video. So if you clicked off the video and you don't get to hear this, then, I don't even feel bad for you because I'm going to fix it right now. I don't think that what I said earlier about Luis Diaz 88 being needed to complete the next day or Bamford being needed to complete the next day is going to be right. I assume that they're probably going to continue to drop those 83 rated squad SBCs to give you that 86 Luis Diaz like you're going to do it with an 86 Bamford. So with that being said, 83s are going to stay in demand. 82s, 83s, 84s are going to stay in demand to give you that next day's card. And then you're going to have to play with that day's card, which is going to be an 86 Bamford most likely, to complete that day's objective. And here's the thing. If they're going to require an 83 rated squad every day or something similar, that can eat up a lot of 83s by the last day, because that in total is going to be like 70, 80, 83 rated cards. So if you have a friend, which I know is asking a lot, there is a trick.
The 88 Luis Diaz without completing the 86 SBC. All you need is a friend and somebody.
So that's the hard part, of course, especially for me, probably for you. I don't know your situation, but I mean,
that also plays FIFA.
You're watching my videos, so
SBC Luis Diaz. So I have completed the SBC Diaz, as you can see in the team right here. And I played one game with him. I played co-op squad battles with Josh. We scored 2 goals, one of them being a finesse goal. And that is why I have the 1 out of 5 on Diaz. And as you can see here, guys, we are now on Josh's account. You can see there in the bottom left, UT Trading's 150. He has not completed the 86 Diaz. However, he does have 1 out of 5 progress completed with the 88 Luis Diaz. So it does require you to have one friend that has a Luis Diaz. But once one of you has got it, you can go and co-op together. Both of you can get the 88 for the cost of just 186, and everybody wins.
So that's a pretty cool little trick if you guys want to use that. I thought I'd throw it out there because, again, if you want to, complete an SBC every single day for the next week, you're going to need a lot of 83s. Here's the thing. If you have 83s, they are up in price. If you have 84s, they are up in price. It would be greedy to hold on to them. But on top of that, it just doesn't make any sense to sell because it just seems like they're going to continue to drop SBCs for this, and that could put up the price even higher. Now, of course, the objectives are going to change and the requirements are going to change, so that could affect your investment and what you invest in. But we're not going to know what the requirement is until day of unless we get leaks, which I haven't seen any for these so far. So what I did is I pulled up all of the Leeds United players that might be the best investments. And of course, you've got some of the guys that are special cards that could go up, like Jack Harrison, Tyler Adams, Melié's goalkeeper card here, even Junior Firpo, all around 20,000 coins, 15,000 coins in that range. I don't think they're bad investments, but what we've seen on day one is that those low-rated gold cards that just slot into your team that aren't terrible can do the trick. So Weston McKennie, an 80 rated card with all stats 74 and above, could be that guy. And plus, he just got transferred over the winter, so people might be a little bit more inclined to use him just because it's more of a newer card. Then you also have Luis Sinisterra, which has 89 pace as well as not competing for that striker position. You don't want to buy a striker because Bamford is a striker, unless, you think a lot of people are going to use a 2-striker formation. I would say that just stay away from him. And don't buy Bamford himself. That wouldn't make any sense. Maybe even the goalkeeper, 900 coins isn't asking a ton for Melié. And you can see a couple of these cards have already gone up 2%, 20%. So maybe wait till Weston McKennie goes back down to like 2.1, 2,000 coins because he's already up a little bit. But in general, we saw, the rises in these cards were much more than 20%. If we take a look at the graphs, we can see that all of these 4 cards went up by 100% and more. And Cody Gakpo even went up by over 50%. I'm pretty sure even his PSV card went up by over 50%. So that's pretty funny. So that is a great low budget investment, but here's the thing. Even if you have only 100,000 coins, you can go out and buy 50 of those cards. If you have 10 million coins, go out and buy 5,000 of those cards, because if those percentages are what we saw on day one, I think it would be a great idea to go out and at least take a little bit of a leap towards this investment, because I assume some people have caught on to this already, but not everybody. And if you get in early enough, you should be able to make yourself some big profit. So you've got a few hours to do that. I'll get this video uploaded as fast as my 5 megabit per second upload speed wants to get this video up. But that's going to be it for today's video. Thank you guys so much for watching. And if you made it to the end of the video, of course, do not forget to drop a like. If you ignored me earlier, I would appreciate it if you guys dropped a like on the video and subscribe to the channel if you guys are new. You can check out all my socials down below. I tweet a lot. Other than that, I post some TikToks sometimes. We play some fun games over there. I don't know. Whatever floats your boat. Whatever you want to follow me on or subscribe to. I don't care. I would just appreciate the support. And I will see you in the next one. Peace out.